What's up, y'all? This is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. Let me turn this on because it's hot as joint in here. Yet another one. You know what? There are two notice I say general groups of men as far as attitudes towards their personal genetics. That seemed like a long one, but hear me out. Because one thing I'm seeing, of course, you got a lot of guys, they caught up into their height, and also even their body build to some extent, And like I said, it's two general groups. Now, you got one group. Oh, and let me say this from the beginning. The second group that I'm going to talk about is way larger than the first group. Now, the first group, these are guys who feel like they're not going to get a woman. And you especially see it in these spaces. But remember, these spaces are a tiny microcosm of what's going on in the real world. It's not a universal thought. I mean, no matter what anybody say, because you got to go by what people actually do in the streets. Oh man, I got two dragonflies mating near me. Oh man. Anyway, so you got some people some men who feel like, you know what? They'll say, well, it's over. I'm not. Oh, okay, hold on. All right. You got some men who will say, yeah, it's over because they not a certain height. Even if they taller than average. You got some guys, they might be 5'10", thinking they short. And well, that's some crazy when the average height is like 5'9". Shoot, even globally, really. It's even shorter than that globally. But you got some guys, that's an obvious one, but then you got some guys, they feel like, because, they're bodybuilders in a certain way, something is wrong. Like, you got some people feel like they got to be lean, and then, conversely, sometimes you got some people feel like they got to be bigger, but their genetics don't allow it. Because, okay, let's talk about the body build for a second. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Let's talk about the body build for a second. You get just a reality out here. And it's funny, I had somebody try to argue with me about it because they tried to say, that whole thing with ectomorphs, mesomorphs, and endomorphs wasn't good science and everything, trying to disprove it. Which I'm like, anybody with common sense could see people just built differently. People just got different frames, that's all to it. Some people just naturally going to hold more body fat. Some people going to be more slim and have faster metabolisms. Some people, you got some people, male and female, they can go in the gym for a month and they cut. And they got a more athletic body. I mean, that's, any scientist can tell you that. Any true science can tell you that. People just have different body builds. Anybody can look and see that. But then you get some people, they feel like if they don't have a certain body build, oh, it's over or something. Some men, they don't have the right genetics. That can even go down to skin complexion, really. Especially in the black community. That can go down to skin complexion. You got some guys, because they not like complexion. They feel like, oh, man, I can't get the woman. Or some guys, because they ain't chocolate complexion. More melanated. And just like, there's some stuff you can control, and then there's some stuff you just gotta just live with it. You got lemons, you just gotta make lemonade. Okay, that's one level. That's that first group. Like, they're gonna complain, I don't care what's said, even looking at their jawlines, like, I don't have that square jaw or something. First of all, that's straight up programming, and I got a video that's coming next week talking about programming. That's programming. Anybody with common sense will say human beings come in different varieties. Now, that gets into the second group. The second group is comfortable. I mean, yeah, they'll hit the gym and everything. They might work out and all of that, but they're generally comfortable with who they are. They generally comfortable. They ain't losing sleep, you know? And especially if you talk about just trying to get women. Whatever they at, they do. And let's talk about the height thing, because a lot of guys think it's over and say, oh, women want tall men. Well, generally women want taller men, and yet there are still you know, guys who ain't, you know, see, a lot of guys think it automatically means 6 feet or something like that. That's men thinking. Women just want a man taller than them. And once again, just go outside and you can see that. Like, I don't understand how you can't see that. And if you actually know people, you're going to know somebody who's going to be, you know, they still getting theirs, but they ain't 6 feet or something. And the one thing I found with these guys, despite everything, even if a guy is normally short statured, but still getting his, still getting a woman, the thing is, he's comfortable. He's where he's at, and he's comfortable with it. He's comfortable with it. And you can extend that to body build, because I was saying the other day, I was talking about the teddy bear thing. Some dudes are just big. In fact, when I was driving to the gym this morning, I saw a big old dude walking with she was more of an athletically built woman. And shoot, they holding hands in the street. And he a big old dude, big, eat cereal with a cake bowl and a ladle type of dude. You know? And then I've seen some dudes, they don't have too much muscle. They more on the slim side. You know, walking with some fine-ass woman, big butt woman, Where I used to live, there was a slim young man and stuff. Man, this one living with this woman, man, she fat. And PHAT, man, she thick and stuff. And he seemed comfortable. He was definitely on some pimp shit, because I ain't see him working. She was working. But that's another thing. But he was comfortable. Because you got a larger group of men, you know, they just comfortable where they at in general. And if they not comfortable, well, they work on what they can work on. But sometimes you can't fuck with genetics. There's only so far you can go, even if you hit in the gym. Like, if someone is an endomorph, more bigger, like retains fat more, no matter what they do, there's only so small they can get. They're not going to become a slim person. And then a lot of them are comfortable. I'm going to tell you what, especially with some big men, a lot of them, they get comfortable because they've been big all their lives. So they say, fuck it. I mean, I don't have to go on a diet. You know? And with the way food prices going up and everything, I say if it keeps going with the food prices, it'd be like a third world country where if you got some size on you, women be like, oh, he must got some money to eat. Don't mark my words, because that's how it is in some third world countries. You got size on you, they figure you got some money. So, in fact, it used to be like that overall. But that's the whole thing, though. That is the whole thing right there. You know, you got most men are comfortable. They don't give a fuck about all this shit online. They don't give a fuck about black pills. They don't give a fuck about dating coaches. Only dudes, I mean, you get some dudes getting even body gain. Unless they already in the gym. Some of them don't give a fuck about that. They might work out anyway. Because you get anybody who goes out, anybody who you obviously see some men out here who don't look like, you know, what some guys think you have to be to get a woman. And in fact, I said it around here where I live. There are a few young ladies who would be considered upper tier, who with some guys who would not be considered a chag. I've said that several times. Like, I know them personally. And you see the guys they with. Ironically, all of them were bigger dudes. There's something there. But seriously, they were like looking like dimes. These dudes big. And now somebody will say money. Man, dude, only a small percentage of men really making money like that. Most dudes on some working class shit. Or like lower professional. You only got a small percentage of men who are making so much money, the woman just gonna get with them for that. Yeah, okay. And that's something everybody trying to figure it out. But see, the biggest problem with that first group is they just not comfortable with themselves. Look, you can't change certain things. You can change. You can work on. You can change your haircut, and you can alter your body to an extent, but you can only go so far. You can only go so far. Shit. Yeah, motherfuckers worried about their dick size and shit. It's like, you can only go so far. Well, I tell you what, with that, if you got more weight on you, you could probably gain something just by losing some weight. But anyway, because you got some overweight people, they'll tend to keep a lot of stuff around their pelvis. But even that, there's only so far you're going to go. There's only so far you are going to go. And I got more. I'm gonna cut it off here for a second. I gotta go get my clothes out of the cleaners and stuff. You know, gotta get my clothes out of the cleaner. But I need to talk about that because I moved to, because you get a lot of guys going crazy over that shit, especially the height thing. Because I've talked about that a few times, but you know, it gets annoying when somebody hits you up privately. Some bitch ass motherfucker hits you up privately about it. You know? Anyway, I hope you hear this. So anyway, let me break for a second. Alright, y'all, back here. Stop at the cleaners. You know, I'll be wearing all those polos, nice shirts. I take them to the cleaners. Only time they see my wash machine is, it's actually rare. I'm trying to think. Usually by accident. That's the only time they'll see it. Or if it get a stain on it, like a bad stain on it, I'm trying to get it out real quick. And even then, they'll take out the stain. But anyway, back to what I was saying. That whole thing with genetics. I'm seeing too many men. Look, man. And this is just a reality, man. This is just a reality. And I'm about to say something hardcore in a bit. You can only do so much. If you're talking about height, look. Best you can, well, first of all, real quick, height goes up during the day. Height goes up during the day. Just on a normal basis. Seriously. Height goes up. Like, if you're going to, like, measure yourself, you need to measure yourself as soon as you get up in the morning. As soon as you get up. Like, if you got something or some way to measure yourself as early, like, as soon as you get up. That's when you're going to be your tallest. And then you want to lose some as the day goes on. So if you measure your height at the end of the day, you might lose up to half an inch. So that changes. But whatever the case, you can only go so far. You know, and you could extend that to your body build. Yeah, you can put on some weight, and you could lose some weight, but your general frame is still going to be the same. You know, only thing you're losing is the fat, or you gaining. But still, you want to have still a healthy amount of fat. But, you know, you can only go so far. Like, me, I'm big. Like, even if I dropped weight and get down to like single digits body fat, I'm still going to be bigger than the average person on the street. You know, you'll just be able to see my abs better. That's it. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because you know why? People move the fuck out my way. You know? People move the fuck out my way. Because I can move with power. I move with authority. And shit. And I'm comfortable. Bottom line, I'm comfortable with it. You know? And, you know, even some people get caught up into their complexion. Some men might even get caught up into their hair grade. It is what it is. Some shit you just can't change. You don't need to change. That's part of your strength. You see, the power is just accepting who you are and just going forward. Now, like, even with that height thing especially, you got some people think, oh, it's over. But you get some motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck. Like I said, you got some people, they bigger than average. They don't give a fuck. They be getting this. They don't give a fuck. They got attitudes like, this is what I am. I'm going to go get it. I don't give a fuck. And they especially don't give a fuck if another man try to say something. So unless that other man, you know, seriously. Because why would a man be worried about what another man got to say about him? Only man that should be worried about how another man perceives him is only if that man is gay. And what I talk about is man gets woman. So, shoot, you should be concerned. And even then, I don't care who you are, that some women ain't gonna like you. Now, some people say, well, women say on these dating apps they want a tall guy, tall man. Well, men on dating apps say they want a woman with that perfect body. How much is that happening? Like, women say a lot, and plus on dating apps, men outnumber the women anyway. They can say what they want. I tell you, go out in the real world and shit. And plus, here's something with women anyway. I listen to them talk about what they want like I listen to toddlers. Because even though I said I've had women tell me a lot of stuff, the thing is I don't discuss as much as I've said it before. Women say whatever, I pay attention to their actions. Now some people will say, well, I only see them with tall men. Well, you need to open your eyes more. I see them with all types of men. I see them with tall men, short men, big men, melanated men. You know, see them with different races. Everything. But see, you get a lot of guys, they just focused on one because, not because what's happening, but because they trying, in their minds, it's really how they feel about themselves. It's really how the men feel about themselves. So they might feel like they short, or they might feel like they weigh too much, or they might feel like they don't weigh enough. And then they'll say, well, women don't want me. Well, she probably don't want you because you're not confident. You don't believe in yourself. Because why would a woman want a man who don't feel good about himself? If he don't love him, if a man don't love himself, why should a woman love him? Seriously, I want you to think about that. And then you got some, but see, here's my thing. I don't really have patience for the guys in the first group. I don't give a fuck how you got there, man. I don't give a fuck how you got there. Seriously, I don't have patience because nobody's perfect. You show me somebody perfect on this planet. You show me somebody perfect. Or somebody think they perfect. Yeah, tell me how you perfect. Then we're going to take you to a lake and tell you to walk on that water. Seriously, you got to be realistic out this joint, man. I talked about that on my Patreon recently. You got to be realistic out here about who you are, what you got, what you can do, and then just go on. Because ain't nobody perfect on this planet. Nobody. Everybody got a blemish. Everybody got something. What you gonna do? I mean, you can fix up as best as possible. Try to be as healthy as possible. But at the end of the day, you just gotta be what you can change. What you can't, live with it. Because think about it, what you want to do. Go the rest of your life talking about, well, I ain't getting women because I'm short. I ain't getting women because I got a little bit of a gut. I can't really get rid of, and you might not. You know. There's some stuff you just ain't gonna be able to deal with. Like I said, fix up as best as possible, then go on. Shoot. Because you got plenty of men out here, they doing their stuff and they ain't bitching or something. And yeah, I said bitching. They just gonna live. Because how do you want to live your life as a man? You want to complain all the time? You want to say, I don't have this or that, but then if you do, at least work on trying to change something. But then you got some guys, they don't want to. They say, oh, it's over, it's genetic. Well, don't give a fuck then. Yeah, and Rom said, somebody might think, well, you should be more sympathetic towards them. No, because I had to go through a lot of shit in my life, man. Seriously, that's why I'm not. I'm like, shit. That's bad. That's bad, man. This dude gonna come up, I move up a little bit, then he gonna make a fucked up. Back in the day, we called it a Jake turn, which was totally jacked up. Like, you ever see somebody just make a totally fucked up turn in the street? We used to call it a Jake turn. Anyway, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Going through life, man, you just got, you know, everybody gonna get something they gonna fight. Everybody got something they gotta deal with. Ain't nobody perfect on this motherfucker, man. Ain't nobody perfect. I don't care what you say. And I don't care, just life, man. You just got to go out here and live life. Take what you got, work to be as healthy as you can, and just go on and fucking live life, man. Shit. Motherfuckers saying some dumb shit, projecting their own bullshit. Yeah, I said bullshit on everybody else. Like, that height thing is a great example, like I said. Because a lot of people sticking on it. But then you got motherfuckers who, average height, walking down the street holding their woman's ass. Popping out kids and shit. And let's just be real. Everybody gonna get rejected for something. I don't care what you got. There are men, and I've had plenty, I've done some videos talking about it, how women might reject a handsome man. I had plenty of men co-sign comment. I'm still getting comments on videos I've done talking about that. A woman can reject you off of anything, man. Anything physical. If she don't like what you got physically, well, shit. I'm gonna be raw with it. That mean the pussy won't be no good. She ain't turned on by it. They ain't even getting into the personality. But if a woman reject you, okay, she reject you. If you round the numbers up, 4 billion women in the world. Shit. You can get one a month to like you. Shit. Somebody gonna like your ass. You just gotta say fuck it. You just gotta go live. And you know what? Really, a majority of men get that. Regardless of where they stand, whether you want to use select, non-select, or alpha, beta, whatever. They just say, you know what, this me, I'm gonna go do my thing. It's like a buddy of mine. He said he was a nice guy, he was good with it. And like I said, got a badass woman, got a son out of it. Because he was like, fuck it, this me, this who I am. That's it, And that's how you gotta be, man. That's how you gotta be. Whatever you got, like I said, it definitely worked for your best. But if your ass 5'11", ain't 6 feet, oh well. If your ass is if your ass got a little bit extra weight on you, oh well. Or not too much weight, as long as you healthy. You can breathe, you can still work, make your money, that's all you need. And that's it, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm tired of the bitching and shit, man. On this channel, it's all about winning. It's all about winning, no excuses. Any man who's rolling with me, they either, either comfortable with themselves or working to get comfortable with themselves. I accept if you're doing some legitimate work to get comfortable with yourself, because even when I talk about body game, what did I say with body game? I said the main thing with body game is for you to get comfortable with your body. That's the main thing, And if you can be some big 300, 400 pound dude if you're comfortable with it, hey, that's you. And if some woman like you behind it, man, go for it. That's all that matters. And really, not even a woman comes in there as long as you comfortable. Let me take the women out of this. Man. You gotta be comfortable with yourself. Because like I said, on a basic level, if you are insecure about yourself, women pick that shit up and they turned off. If you insecure about yourself, they can spot it from a mile away. In fact, that's why a lot of women will get with a big man, despite what some dudes say, or some shorter statured men. Because and one woman even told me that. She said she liked them because they don't give a fuck. They're going to do their thing no matter what. Man, how close you going to get to me, baby? So, that's the thing. So, anyway. That's all I got for now. Alright? Get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.